Good morning, kids. Okay, what a treat we're having today. We are at Antonio's office. Gonna get a little pump on. This just proves that you can work out anywhere. It just depends on what you got, right? And you know, as we found out, that even if we got nothing, we could do something. Oh, it just doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. Anyway, this is why we're not having our cooking session today. It's because I'm working for the hubby, but we'll make up for that. And I feel like I've been off the grid. One day just kind of, I don't know, yesterday was just kind of funky. But it turned out awesomely. So we're going to start with our sticks. We're going to start with our poles. Now, this is super freaking cool. I found this little guy on Amazon. It is a bathroom window curtain rod. So if you've got one of these from me, because I had a bunch of them I was handing out to the girls, they come super small. They're great for travel. I mean, this just goes to show that we can use anything, right? So this is how big it is. You can put this in any carry-on, any check-in, and you can do anything, anywhere, and still keep your form. All right, so let us open it up again. And we are going to start with some active flexion. All right, you guys know the drill. This is safe for everybody. So we want to get into our proper form. We're going to reach up, up, up. Oh, yeah. Keep your duck butt. And you want to make absolutely sure that you are leaning back. Everything's locked. So remember I got on you kids last week about being able to lock out your extensor muscles. Oh my gosh, it's a pointer too. We're learning that it is your elbows and it is your knees. So let's get in that position. And we're going to side bend. So remember, we're not moving any arms. We're literally just C-curve. Now, good for ball and CC, you're only going to go the direction that you're supposed to go on this one. Not to the other direction. So I guess I do have special notes. We're going to go one more, except those two girls. Now, we're going to bring behind the head. It is important that we're not pushing our head forward because look what happens to our hips. We are only kind of come down as far as we can. If we're stopping here and we comp the top of our head, who cares? We're stopping there. But if you're able to get that stretch without contorting the body, then just come straight back. And all we're doing is just getting that active stretch. Now let's bring it behind our back. We're going to put the pole in the crook of our arms, back bend over the pole, and we're going to come forward. Now, all of you kids out there that were working on changing our posture, make sure that even if you feel that you're kind of cockeyed, that you have even pressure on your feet. That way you know that you are not. So this is going to be a great point of contact. We just want to push that bar into the lower back and try as hard as we can to get an arch over it. And we're only coming down as far as we can, keeping our form, of course. Now we're going to rotate. Remember when we're doing our rotations, it's very small. We want to keep the bar against our body, so we're not doing this. We are literally just rotating, and the hips do not move. So it's a little tiny motion. All right, we're going to come back around. We're going to start by taking a step forward with our right foot, and we're going to hold the pole out in front of us, and we're just going to go into a lock hold. Let's go two more. 1, 2, bring the front leg back to center, take a step forward with the other leg, and let's go. When you're coming up on that leading leg, make sure that you're coming up to a nice lock out. Let's get one more just for fun. Awesome. All right, now we're going to get into our sumo position. We're going to bring our hands a little bit closer in. That's just going to be like a neutral because we're going to squat down and then reach up. Are you ready? Here we go. Now those arms are going to be staying locked, and we're only going to come up as high as we can. Now remember, the elbows stay locked. So if you're having issues with that, take your thumbs and put it on the other side of your pole. And remember, we're pushing back, so we're coming straight up on our heels. Kind of like we're doing bar at the studio. Now, we're going to go 3 more, and then we're going to come up onto our right foot into a side reach. Lock it. We're only going right. This is pretty cool because you should be getting that. Remember we talked about that interthoracic pressure for cardio? Let's go up on left. So if you're keeping pace with me, just with the muscle contractions that we're doing, and Lily loves this, the control brings up your heart rate. So right now, you're burning 10 calories per minute. As long as your heart rate is elevated, not too much, but in that workload, we're going to come back center and reach. Now, if you can't talk to me, then you need to slow down a little bit. Let's go to conventional, and let's go back into our reach. We're going to go 10 reach. I'm not used to being here, so I'm going to make sure I don't have anything behind me. And then we're just going to do a little lift up. Not yet, though. Ready? We're going to stabilize on right, lift left. One more. Now we're going to change to the left. Whoop. Just ate it. We have one more. Awesome. Okay. Now we're just going to teeter. Keep those arms up. Let's get our heart rate down a little bit. All right. Now, grab your floor mats and your ball. Now we're going to go into just our basic crunch. So we're going to use our little beach balls just to make sure we have lower back support. Get onto your heels, and we're just little crunch. Now remember, we're back bending over the ball. We're going to do an alternate arrow. Let's start with right. Now remember, there is no movement in the body, not in the legs, no ball movement. See, Nene, you should bring your little stuff to work. Stick it someplace, under your desk, in the closet or something. And then bust this out for 10 minutes. All right, now we're going to lean back and we're going to go into a pump. Here we go. Make sure that you're arching back over your ball. Now we really want to get those shoulders, so let's start pulsing out to the side, kind of like we're going to fly away, and back, center. Outside, back, center. Outside, back, center. Outside, back, center. And we're going to go into a 90-degree, I don't know, kind of like our L's, yeah, and crunch back. So we're going to bring our arms back as we go back, forward as we come forward. Now be aware that the further you bring back your arms, the more tension, bounce my ball right out of my groove, the more tension you're going to have. Pew! Okay. And we're going to hold again, and we're going to go into our fly. We really want to get strength in our shoulders and out to the side. Back, center. Outside. Back, center. Outside. And back, center of the arms and crunch. Now, we're going to go into a chest press. So as we come down, we're going to bring elbows towards the floor. Pause. 1, 2, extend. Elbows back. 1, 2, extend. Back with crunch, extend. Now remember, we're bringing our elbows down towards the floor. Should really be feeling upper abs. Remember to get that little 1, 2 in there. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Awesome. All right, now we're going to lay down on the floor and we're going to place the arches of both feet on the ball. And we're going to come up into a bridge. Now, we do not want to allow the ball to move, yeah? So we're going to push up, hold it, and down to tap. Hold up, down. Now, when you come up, your knees are going to come out into a V. That is totally acceptable. All right, if we would have cramped, we would have cramped now. So now let's go. Feel your way. If you start feeling a cramp, the higher you go with your bridge, don't go that high. We want to be consistent. We want to keep the tension. Here we go. Do not tap down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. All right, back onto the floor. Grab the ball between the arches of your feet. Extend out a little bit and let's go into lay extension. Here we go. Now we should be feeling gravity pulling our feet down with our core. And we want to come up to a gentle lock. So squeeze through, squeeze through. That's my hand. You bit my finger. Yeah. That was lame, huh? Come on. Now, lower legs, lower legs. Back up a little bit. So we're going to keep the tension. Squeeze that ball. We should have a slight bend in the lower back the entire time. We should never come up high enough the legs to push the middle of our lower back flat into the floor. What happened? Did you drop it? No? Go get it. Oh. Silly. Come on. Come on. Now we're going to bring the ball to our knees. No rest. All right. Point toes and extend. So squeeze that ball. Watch your legs. Make sure they're not coming up lopsided. I'm going to try to make them come up the same. And we want to squeeze. Squeeze the knees to get locked. So we want thigh. Now flex to stretch. 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 Nope. Come on. All right. Now we're going to go into our left side. Place the ball between your ankles. Extend legs out, and we're going to try to lift up. Yeah? So you're going to be kind of at a horseshoe or a boomerang or something. All right, you ready? We are going to be leaning back onto that left glute cheek. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we got to go to the other side. Get settled. You got it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Since we're down here, take the ball, place it in your left hand and place it in front of you. We're going to go back onto the side of our right hip, extend the left leg out, and we're just going to come forward and backward. So remember, there's that imaginary table. Make sure your leg, the left leg, is not dropping down. So we want it to be on that table. And we're utilizing our ball to help us stay straight up and down. So kind of lean into the ball. Push the right knee into the floor. Now we're going to come forward, up, center. Forward, up and around, center. Forward, up and around, center. Forward, up and around, center for 4. Forward, up and around, 5. 6. Nothing moves but that left leg. 7. 8. 9. My leg is just high enough so fluff goes right underneath it. Let's go to the other side. Same setup, different leg. Here we go. Forward and center. Push the left knee into the floor. Come on. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. All right, we're going to forward, up and around, center 1. Forward, around 2. Now remember, that knee doesn't move. It stays straight. The leg only moves within the joint. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. We're going to go back onto the floor, no ball, and we're going to go bridge. When you get to the bridge, we're going to take a step out, out, in. You ready? Up to bridge. Out, in. 2. Keep the hips up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should be center, lift up toes, and we should be on heels. Let's go. And just normal bridge push. Make sure your heels are as close into your hiney as possible. Push through the heel. Now, we got one more movement. Get that ball back underneath your heel, your arches, lift up and bridge, and we're just going to push a little bit. So you're pushing forward, a little bit onto heels, and then when you roll back, you're dropping your heels towards the floor. Keep your hips up as high as you can. Come on. Awesome. All right. Oh my gosh, what happened? Now, move that ball. We're going to clasp our hands behind our right leg, and we want our foot pointed. And flex and point. Now, find a position you can lock your knee and still get a nice little stretch when you flex the foot. Point. Now, remember what we've been practicing for foot and ankle strength and placement? There's that imaginary wall here. We do not want your feet falling inward. So we want to make sure that the big toe is aligned with the inside of that leg. High heel. And let's go other side. We're going to point and flex it. Hold it. All right, now we're going to point and flex the foot. Same rules apply. Make sure that your foot is not falling inward. That's what we're trying to correct with this. All right, now we're going to clasp hands behind both legs and get that separation. We're going to point down, flex up, 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 point down, flex up. Now this one, now flex, and now let's roll up. I got stuck. Now pretend that we're going to go down to the floor one vertebrae at a time. And it doesn't matter if we just roll back. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to elongate the spine right now. So you take your hands, unclasp them. Keep that V separation and use your arms and body. And then come back up. And then use your arms and body to roll back down with as much control as possible. And then back up. Now we're going to roll back down one more time, and then when we come up, we're going to come up at a V. And let's come up in V position. And walk. Actually, let's get your ball if it's handy and just roll through. Sometimes that's easier to get more of a stretch. I'll leave this little guy here. I have a lot of work to do. I might be back next week. I hope not, because I really want to bake with you kids. So I gotta go to the field, and then I'll come back here, and I just won't leave until I'm done. All right, let's do Mom's favorite. Let's go to our left pigeon. So we went right foot over left knee. And remember, only get into the position that you feel comfortable in. Now, before we get back to the other side, let's go onto our right knee, and let's come up and push that left hip forward a little bit. So for more balance, take your right hand and place it on your right heel. From here, we're going to swap pigeon. And let's get onto the left knee. Place left palm on left heel and push right hip forward. From this position, we're going to go down our tummies and we're going to push into cobra. So tabletop, lower down, and push up. Now the next time we push up, so we're going to lower down, we're going to bring both heels up to high knee in flexion. Here we go. And up. And now stay in this position and alternately drop toes to the floor and then bring alternate heel to high knee. And really get a nice stretch on those thighs. Now both points on floor, come down, and we're going to push back into child pose. Now we're going to push up into downward dog next. So you know the drill. If you're not able to go into downward dog, start standing up. Now what is on you? All right, here we go. Doggy it is. Now try to get a nice elongation if you're with me. Push your heels into the floor. Let's walk into straddle. Okay, we're going to roll up and we're going to reach up into right. That was actually really fun today. I'm going to combo everything. Get everything moving and grooving. I feel like I haven't moved for like a year. Left tricep. Hands and forearms. And push back for posture. All right, kids. I'm going to do a little bit more. Well, maybe I'll check in with you guys right now really quickly. Mom, sassy one, I love you guys. I'll check in and confirm appointments for tomorrow. We are back to our Zen normal tomorrow. And you know what's so cool is we all have the same norm, you know? We're all just very special. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your patience with me yesterday. You have no idea how much it meant to me. It was a very challenging day, but I will tell you, today I checked my phone and it's really nice to know that you guys love me just as much as I love you. My gosh, we've got all of ourselves full, don't we? But in the right way. All right, kiddos, I will spend a couple minutes touching bases with everybody, and then I'm going to see everybody tomorrow. If you have any suggestions on what you want to do tomorrow at the studio, let me know. It will help my brain. My brain is like sleeping. I clearly am not. All right, I got to go back to work. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.